a few seconds. Your team still working for you?
Yeah. I mean, was able to get Elo today. So.
Oh, okay. What was the verdict?
I started at 30 or 23, 25. Not horrible. Not too bad.
That's pretty good.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay, so YouTube has just gone live. Just a standard reminder if you are watching the VOD after the fact, just and you don't want to hear the world-class banter between two world-class competitors, then skip ahead about 10 minutes or so.
Yep. Oh, but you want to hear this banter.
Yeah, as you can see, Lyle's in a joking mood.
Yeah, Man in the Planet got a really high starting Elo to it. I don't exactly know how they calculate it.
Yeah, it's weird. Last couple of seasons I've had like super low starting Elo.
I think like 30. That's like, I mean, like Jason was streaming earlier today. Jason 2890, and he had like almost like an 80% win rate.
Wow.
And his starting Elo was like 3250.
That's so weird. What was his ending Elo last season?
He ended first page on the leaderboards.
Wow. That's so weird.
So I don't know how they calculated it or whatever. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But
maybe it has something to do with like how many newer players you match up with at the start. Like how quickly you start playing like tryharders. Because then, like, if you beat a newer player, then you wouldn't get as high an Elo gain.
I mean, 80% is still. I mean, that's
I know.
pretty
Yeah,
insane,
I'm
right?
theorizing,
like,
speculating.
I don't get how they do it, but.
So, I saw Third Technical on Twitter. Like, I've been going well with the Shadow Gator Guzzlord Vigoroth team. I saw Third Technical talk about how Shadow Gator and Shadow Gligar are an amazing core, and that made sense to me. So I tried slotting that in my team instead, the Gligar. I lost every battle.
They are pretty solid core. Originally, the team that I had was with Gligar instead of
Dragonair?
No, instead of Vigoroth.
Instead of Vig.
But the thing was, then you're sort of like, I didn't like it because I don't like have to force to switch out of leads to try to bait like a Skarmory out potentially.
Yeah.
If I don't have to, like if it's like a neutral lead, number one, and number two, like I think like Vigoroth actually does better into, like the problem was like I would face like I would like have to go down sometimes if I'm going down shields, and if they had like a lantern, it was like super awkward.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like technically Gligar definitely can beat Lantern, but like if they can get up a bit of energy, and like or some sort of shield advantage, it's like super awkward, right? Like because they're gonna shield your dig, even if they start shielding air lasers, it's not that you're not saving that much energy, right?
Yeah.
Like so, it's definitely a little tricky to handle. So
I have been struggling a lot with Bastiodon with my team, and I figure like swapping Guzzlord to Dragonair would solve that issue. But then I'm like, oh, but then that's someone else's team.
So, well, who cares? Number one, number two, yeah, Dragonair actually does like pretty freaking good in the Basti.
Yeah, I know,
it's
right?
kind of nuts.
Yeah,
kind of nuts how good. It's kind of nuts how good Dragonair does into Basti. Like, you just straight up win the ones now, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy, and you're still beating all of the things that Guzzlord would beat, and doing better into Annihilate too. The only kind of positive in that regard is like swapping into Guzzlord tends to draw out an Annihilate and freeze up Vigoroth in the back.
I mean, a lot of times they bring their Annihilate in. Like I've had it happen minis a couple times, quite a few times, where they bring their Annihilate into the Diner.
That's not a good counter swap.
I mean, it's good enough if they can pretty much like 2 shield and like put in a lot of work with the counters, right? So
if you match shield for shield, like don't you win? Like, and you've got that 1 or 2 Dragon Breath energy lead.
Yeah,
you just
Annihilate wins the 1, so pretty sure.
Oh, hang on, I'm thinking Ice Punch. Most of them are running Night Slash now.
Yeah, and they just outpace you.
Yeah, cool. That makes sense.
So, yeah, with Ice Punch, I mean that is also an IV dependent CMP. You can have like if you have like a really attack weighted Annihilate, you can potentially win CMP over Diner. So, I mean, I would say it's not unlikely. I'd say it's less common. But like I definitely have one thing from GBL one Annihilate I use for GBL that can win CMP on some crazy stuff like Diner and also Trevenant. So
I tried doing my own research on like CMP ties with Annihilate, and like it's very complicated. Like there's so many.
It's a wide
things.
range.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in there. Like even for Alligator, Empoleon, like all those things are like IV dependent CMPs. Like there's so many things in that range because it's like it's right around like 120, 122-ish attack. Like the high rank ones are like 122, 123. But like these like high attack ones, like the one I'm using, potentially sometimes in GBL, it's like you can get all the way up to like almost 129 attack.
Yeah.
And then you literally like I've like won games before with that Annihilate where the Trev tries to CMP you because they know they win CMP, and then you win CMP, and it ends up like you were like screwed in the game, but like them CMPing you actually like allows you to win the game because you are allowed to take another shield from them, kind of thing. Because they're probably looking at PB Poke after the battle, going, the fuck happened here? How did I lose CMP to Annihilate? This is bullshit. That person was hacking, or they had the game hacked or something. It's like, no, dude, my Annihilate is like a 13-7-0. Like, it's crazy. So but you do lose some other matchups. So there's some give and take with it.
Gumbo in chat is saying, new to PvP, what would you pair with a Shadow Machamp?
Well, I saw one guy, That Boy Jay. He's like a pretty good Canadian battler. I'm sure you've probably heard of him. He was running a team for quite a while. I battled him a couple times, and he always destroyed me with it. Was Lickitung, Shadow Machamp, Cresselia. So I don't know if you have access to those other Pokemon. That was the team he was running. I'm sure there's other teams you could think of. But you definitely want some things that can deal with Annihilate on your team, right? Particularly like Fairies, like Azu and things like that. So maybe like Cresselia seems a decent pair, or like a Ghost as well. But although Machamp does fine into like Frostlass and Sableye, but it's more like Trev is kind of would be the problem, right? So yeah.
Yep, hopefully that helps. Yeah, I would wager you're right, they don't have access to a Lickitung or Grassnot Cresselia at this stage. But like if you're
Grassnot Cresselia is much more accessible, since it's like you can just everyone just got one from research, and like
but I'm thinking it's still probably less accessible than Licky, just because like if you do miss your window, then you've just got to wait for however many months.
You can trade for Cresselia too, from raids, right? So anything that can be traded down from Great League from raids, like you can technically get a rank 1 Cresselia from raid IV. So I mean, it's not easy, but it's definitely doable. Yeah, sounds good. You can always mix and match some pieces, try some different stuff out, and see how it goes. You definitely want your lead again, you want to have some play in Annihilate. So Lickitung sort of has play there with like the licks. It's not amazing matchup, but you can get the Annihilate low enough that you could deal with it later with the Machamp if need be, right? So, yep.
Just got 300 Stardust from a gift. Like that's my favorite. Just nothing else. I don't care about these potions. I just want the Stardust.
Why don't you open my gift, mother trucker?
Aholt's redeemed it on Twitch.
Oh, so should I be logging into Twitch while we're streaming live?
If you care that much about my gift.
I do. We should hit Lucky Friends again. Why not?
Again? Have we
Remember
done it
last time? We did a lucky trade in Japan.
What did we trade?
I don't remember, but it was garbage. Surely the next one will be better.
Maybe. Did I get some kind of legendary from you? Or...
I think you asked for a Weedle or something. Not gonna lie.
That sounds like me. It's a Shadow Gollet near me. Shadow Gollet raid. Oh, what was that one cup that Shadow Golurk was good for?
Halloween cup? Maybe?
This sounds right, yeah. If you max out your storage, every gift will be Stardust. That is a really good tip. I'm not maxed out at the moment, so I just got lucky.
Technically, I will say, not necessarily max out, but fill up your storage.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't need to be maxed, right? Like by max, I mean like you don't need to purchase the max storage from the store. You just need to have no space left in your storage when opening gifts, right?
DJ says, I pester all my local lucky trades for their shiny Pidgeys still on the Schlundo hunt.
Yeah, I've done quite a few. I still don't have a Hundo Pidgey, and I have over... I literally have over... Between Pidgey Odo, and Pidgey Ott, I have over 50, like, trades that have gone lucky. They haven't all been lucky trades. Like, I've, like, mass traded the Pidgeys and stuff. So I have gotten over 50 lucky of the Pidgey family, and the best I have is a 98% lucky.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into it?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
All right. So, what is it? Grass, fairy, and water?
Yeah, and I thought this was a new cup, but then I realized today that we've already had this cup before.
Yeah, we have in the past, but like I feel like it
was
looks
a while.
little different.
It was quite a while.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some new Mons. There's some they banned. Well, I don't think Toxapex was a thing last time. Maybe they banned it last time too. Mantine was definitely allowed in the cup last time, but it's definitely a lot stronger now. Probably that's why they banned it, because of the air. I think it was before air release got buffed.
Yeah.
Stuff, so.
Yeah. I think I should have like watched my last 6-minute video on Spring Cup before coming in here. That would have helped.
Well, last time I actually did really well in this cup.
Okay.
So, like, I remember what I was using back then and what the meta was kind of like. I'm not sure how that's going to affect this time around, but I don't think it's gonna be like drastically different.
Yeah.
But
Mountain Dugong, I remember that now. Trevenant Tentacruel being a crazy core.
yeah, Trevenant, Tentacruel were like super popular. So was Ferrothorn, Pelipper, Lantern, Shadow Mawile. Those are like the big ones. Roserade was picking up some traction near the end. They had pretty good coverage, so
I mean, it would be able to beat the Trevenant, but not the Tentacruel, because like that might be our starting point. Like, what beats the Tentacruel Trev core?
I mean, Pelipper does pretty decent into that core.
Yeah,
into
okay.
both of them. I mean, it's not amazing in the Tentacruel, but it's playable, right? Like, you have like win cons and like ways to play around both those things. Carbink is a new addition. Now I'm looking here. I don't remember Carbink being here last time, so that could be interesting. Because like Carbink is not the worst in the Tentacruel. And it's like it's pretty neutral, as you see the battle rating is 416, 446 against Trev and Tentacruel, so it like loses to both of them technically. But it's not too bad.
We've got Mudshot Polly and Amoongus and Empoleon as suggestions.
I think Empoleon wins the 2 shield against Trevenant.
That's pretty cool.
And it seems to, yeah. But you have to commit to fast moves.
Galarian Weezing and Lantern seems like an okay call. But then, of course, if Trevenant's everywhere, then you want to be careful there.
Damn, so Empoleon actually wins the 1 shield against Trevenant. You just outpaced the 2 moves before they bait and get to a Shadow Ball. So, and Empoleon does beat Tentacruel, so...
Is it throwing Hydro Cannon there for the second move?
I mean, it's a BM. It only does...
Wow.
Like, a Drill Peck barely... It does, like... And Drill Peck's such an ass move, man. This is versus Tentacruel, my bad. I changed it up. Drill Peck is doing 80 damage. Oh, it's much better. Okay, thank God.
That makes more sense. Empoleon is sick if you keep it off Lantern. Yeah, that sounds like a good call, because like it's got just play into everything here. Like
Empoleon plus like a grass type could be interesting, right?
Empoleon double grass.
I didn't say that. Don't get that out there, okay?
Too late. It can't be taken back.
That will core break the team that I ran last time. The team that I ran like very successfully last time that like I got a shit ton of elo with was a double water backline with Sea King and Lantern.
Oh, Sea King, that's right. Sea King would do alright into both of those Pokemon. The Tentacle Trev.
Sea King's really good as a safe swap because you have like really good coverage. Like if you really need switch and they bring a Lantern into your Sea King, if they don't shield the drill run, you can force alignment out of that matchup.
That's crazy.
So and like
that is with the
like,
updated Spark, right?
Yeah, I checked it again today just to make sure. And then like there's situations where like if the opponent's shielding for switch and they have like a grass type, even with a water type in the back, you have the ability to put up heavy damage with the drill with the icy wind, right?
Yeah.
So they got it down here at 52, which I think is kind of low.
Yeah,
like if you look here,
it's always been a bit lower than it probably should be.
Like see the matchup versus Trev, it's losing, right? But if you just have to give it like a 2 poison jab energy lead, and you can beat Trev. So if you can farm something down and get an energy advantage, like you can put in big work here. And actually the worst, this thing has play into a lot of the meta. There's 2 things that are really bad for it. One is Jellicent, which here it's ranked 72. But if there's a lot, so one thing you will know is that if there's a lot of Tentacruel in the meta, you're going to start seeing Jellicent.
Yeah.
Right? Because it doesn't matter what PvPoke rankings say, okay? Only thing that matters is what is being used as a meta Pokemon.
Yeah.
If you're talking about things that can beat Trevenant and Tentacruel, Jellicent. Technically, it loses to Trev, but I mean, you have Shadow Ball, right?
Or is there anything higher ranked that walls Tentacruel?
Well, nothing completely walls it, but like because Ghost Water walls its movesets, right?
Yeah.
So Technically, Ferrothorn walls it too.
Yeah.
But it's still okay for Tentacle. Like, you have like Scald or Sludge Wave. You could even run. I think people were running that if they want. But like, you also can get like a Scald debuff or something, I guess. Empoleon technically walls it too, but it's just not as bulky, right?
Yeah. And
so
those Steel Wings are resisted.
Yeah. Steel Wings are resisted. It's throwing non-stab, Drill Peck, and like if you start getting Scald debuffs, you can make that really annoying for the Empoleon, probably, right?
Dugong got me. I'm like, oh,
Pardon?
right on. Yeah, let's check that out. It was an interesting one last time.
Oh my god, you fell for it?
Yeah. Sure did.
Clueless.
That's why I invite you on here.
I
We
can
need
ban
someone who
him
knows
if you
what
want.
they're doing. I should just like hand over the reins to like you and Dugong. Get you two to
No,
talk about the
no.
meta.
You
And I'll
do
just
not
watch.
want that guy. You do not want that guy anywhere near this.
Who would be good? Like if it wasn't gonna be me that you're co-hosting with, who would be a good co-host with you?
That is a good question.
Nighttime
Maybe Mormon
Flasher.
Matt would be
Mormon Matt, okay.
Mormon Matt would be a good co-host because he's just a very like good person to talk about stuff, and he knows metas pretty well. Like his analysis is pretty good usually. So, and we have good chemistry. So
Yeah, that's probably like the main thing. Well, no, I guess. Well, what is more important, the chemistry or the knowledge? I guess the knowledge is more important.
I mean, you want a bit of both, right? Because
You
if
do.
the chemistry is horrible, then the knowledge, everyone's just like, whatever, right?
Dugong's like, I could be professional.
Yeah, so basically, Galarian Weezing being the number one is interesting to me. I don't remember if this was a thing last time. I mean, it gets completely destroyed by Tentacruel. Speaking from experience, even though you have Brutal Swing, the Lantern matchup is horrible. Apparently, Empoleon's 450, but I'm assuming this is it landing in Overheat. So, I mean, I don't think it looks that good, even though it is the ranked number one Pokemon. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
okay.
I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's. I think the Trev matchup is bait dependent. Like, I don't know.
Is it? You can't go straight Brutal Swing?
No, you can't.
Wow.
Trev lives a Brutal Swing. You have to land an Overheat.
Wow.
See?
Pogo Ash, hey?
The Shadow Ball just hits. So,
Yeah. And
the Fairy Winds are
Aegon's
doing
calling it
basically
too.
nothing, right? Your Shadow Claws are doing 5 damage. Their Fairy Winds are doing 3 damage. So,
Alright, so if I go into the extended thingo, here we go, Weezing versus Spring Cup. It is winning 16-7-1 against the meta. If I
But whatever
turn
his
off
wins.
baiting.
well, yeah, it's got Overheat. So, what are its key wins even?
11, 13. Its key wins are Ferrothorn, Superior, Trevenant, all grass types, and Araquanid.
Yeah, so Freya Ember, like literally, like that's why I think it's kind of cope that it's ranked number one. Like most of the meta does pretty well against it. Like even here, number 3, Abomasnow. Like Abomasnow's not even that bad versus Weezing. You just have to worry about the overheat. That's the only thing.
Yeah, the trouble is
It's
you gotta
not like a-
respect the overheat though. Like if they do just throw straight off the bat, like if they throw
No,
first
you call the
shot,
bait. See here? See this right here? You don't shield that shit. And you say, overheat me, motherfucker. That's what I always say.
And then
They never
hit
do.
you and you're down a Pokemon.
No,
They're
no,
full
that's
health.
that's the trick. Okay, one time they might overheat you. I'm telling you. Every once in a while, you'll get nuked. The trick to GBL is to just grow a pair, and you're gonna win more games than you lose. Okay.
You know, we haven't added any quotes for a while on this channel. I think we have a contender.
Yeah, you just gotta call a bait every once in a while, because if there's one thing I learned about GBL is people are fucking horny for the baits, like huge time, big time. It's like people bait in GBL. Like there are games where I'm like, they're gonna throw the nuke here. There's no reason for them not to, but I'm not gonna shield. And then, because you're thinking like, I'm gonna shield this, it has to be the nuke, and they literally, yeah. Yeah, they never do it. Okay, let's see here. What else yeah, Abomasnow is okay. So this one, they're saying Abomasnow is running Weather Ball Ice. I wonder if Icy Wind has any play here. I mean, you pick up 2 wins or 3 wins
With Icy Wind.
and with Icy Wind with the regular Abomasnow. You
tell what the
probably
wins
win
are?
the mirror.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you tell what the wins are?
No, but you pick up the mirror. Why is it Mantine? Mantine's banned.
Uh-oh.
That's weird. Is Mantine on this list? No, but he put it in the... He put it here. Weird.
What a scrub.
I can look here. Because like in regular Great League, they recommend Icy Wind for the regular Abomasnow now, right?
Yeah, they do.
Spring Cup. Let me just remove Mantine because that's not really meta relevant in my opinion. Okay, so you lose the mirror, you lose to Credilli and Ferrothorn in the ones. You pick up Ferrothorn in the ones with Icy Wind. And in the 2s, you lose Pelipper. But you pick up Charm A9 and Mudshot Poliwrath, apparently.
Okay, is it actually recommending Mudshot for Poliwrath in this cup, or?
I don't think so, but let's see. No, that's just one of the options.
Yeah. Alright, so let's look at that. Oops.
I think Manadugan clipped that.
Yes, I will post in chat.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I need to make sound alerts. Manadugan, post it in my clips channel on my Discord too. Okay, well then.
Dynamic Punch? Get out of here. Do we want Dynamic Punch in this cup? I mean, there's a heap of grass types, and a lot of them are actually weak to fighting.
Yeah, you might want Dynamic Punch. I'm not 100% sure.
Keep a Dynamic Punch on it for now. Just for this sim. So with Mudshot, you're gaining Hisuian Electrode, which is lame. Jumpler, which is lame. Tentacruel is a good one. And okay, so you Mudshot Poly beats Tentacruel and Trevenant.
Oh, really?
By the look of it, yeah. Let's go into it.
Maybe people will start. Maybe there is like a play for Mudshot.
No, you don't, Dugong.
Pop. He wants to pop. He's a degen though.
Yeah,
So
I'll only sign off on pup if you're using Mudshot.
pop mudshot. You madman.
Okay, so you C-Bomb's only doing 56%. Shadow Claw's doing 2.9%, so like it would be uncomfortable. You're getting to each Icy Wind in 5 Mudshots, and you're doing 52 there. So you're just outpacing. That's yeah, you're winning all evens. Mudshot, Poly, and Poly Encore. You need to be very careful of Lantern. Oh, we lost Dugong to Axon.
Yeah, give fuck to Dugong. I mean,
what does he know?
Buddy. He knows lickety split.
Gee willikers.
Yeah, Mudshot probably. Yeah, if you're running Mudshot Dynamic Punch, it's probably not that bad in the Lantern. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's like you at least do some super effective fast damage, and you're spamming out those dynamic punches, right? So, I mean, I could see it being interesting there.
Yeah, it's not pretty. Who cares about Axon?
I mean, I do enjoy.
I mean,
his
he didn't
content.
even sweep the grand final.
Yeah, that is true. I do enjoy his streams. Like, they're pretty good typically. I mean, I personally like watching people that I think are skilled. You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? Why are you laughing?
If Dugong clips that, then he's lost any chance he ever has of hosting this show.
Imagine dragons in this meta. Well, they sound like they would be insanely OP. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting meta, for sure.
Yeah, Lyle's essential. Fish is replaceable.
Can't hear you. Your microphone's cutting in and out for me.
Oh, really? Maybe I'm too close.
It's fine now.
Okay.
Like, there's some. Look at these rankings. There's some weird picks that I think have like literally no place in the meta. Like, okay, let's say for instance, Laurentis. Okay, Laurentis is going to lose to Trevenant. It's going to lose to Tentacruel. It's going to lose to Pelipper. Like, what? Why? What is it beating? Quagsire? Do we think people are going to be running Quagsire? I guess maybe. Like, is Wishcash in this meta? Where is Wishcash? I don't see it. Wishcash is, for some reason, down at rank 124.
Laurentis beats Ferrothorn. And how's it do against a Bomber Snow? Surely not great. Maybe in the zeros might have it.
I mean, they just start baiting you or whatever, right?
If it's Weather Ball, a Bomber, then they'd just outpace you, wouldn't they? It's no, it's 10 turns to each superpower.
No. Technically, you pace almost pretty much at the same time.
Yeah, the second one comes earlier though.
Okay, Laurentis beats Ferrothorn and Lantern. Abomasnow does pretty well into both those too, and I think it's better into like the rest. Like, you actually have play into the flyers, and you, like, I don't know. I just think there's like, I mean, it's on the list, but I just think it's kind of like, why would you run it? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
So what's the core meta? We've got Pelipper, Tentacruel, Trevenant.
I guess Laurentis is better into Empoleon. That's like, that would be the one thing I would see. Like, but Yeah, it's gonna be like Ferrothorn, Trevenant, Empoleon, a lot of Lantern, a lot of Tentacruel.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot of Pelipper too. Then you're gonna start seeing grass types to counter like all the Lantern and stuff. Again, Abomasnow, very
So just
powerful
real
core
RPS.
breaker. So then you might potentially start seeing things like what do you call it? Like Shadow Mawile might get some play because it does pretty well into the grasses and yeah, all that sort of fun stuff. Dugong, I don't think had Drill Run the last time this meta was here. So maybe Dugong will be slightly more popular as well. I'm not 100% sure, but it is something to consider.
Well, luckily there's a plethora of Lantern walls in this meta.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily run ABA week to Lantern, but I mean, you can always test it and see. Lantern is going to be very common because there's going to be a lot of water types, obviously, and like it's one of the more consistent counters to Tentacruel, right? So that's why if there's a lot of Tentacruel, there's going to be a lot of Jellicent, and there's a lot of those too. Then there's going to be a lot of Lantern. I mean, non-RPS.
Non-RPS, I mean, a wall is RPS. Like that's what a wall means.
Basically, just any grass type, right? Like,
but there's value in looking at, I guess, what beats Lantern. That's not grass. Nothing's gonna wall it that's not grass, but you can still look at like what plays well into it.
Pardon?
So there's value in looking at like neutral wins against Lantern. Like you're not gonna find a wall that's not a grass type, but you can still find stuff that like in Great League, Vigoroth does quite well into Lantern. Like I tend to use, if my Guzzlord is used up already.
I don't think the problem with this cup is like there's not a lot of things that are like neutral into Lantern. Like that's the kind of the essence of this cup. It's like it's very polarizing, right? Like
yeah,
like,
literally there is like, literally nothing in the meta, in the core meta.
It's just grass, water, and what's the other one? Fairy? Is it the other typing?
Yeah.
So I guess the fairies are somewhat neutral. Like A9, you could use Charm, I guess.
Swampert, Whiscash, Quagsire, Gastro, so Mud Boys. The only things that are...
I mean, that's not even neutral then. I don't know. I think just run a grass type. That's why like Tropius is sort of neutral, I guess, in a way.
Floette?
But you do have Leaf Blade. Floette? What the fuck? Dude, do not build a Floette, okay? Look at its key wins. Quagsire and Quaquaval. If that's your key wins, you're in big trouble, buddy.
Abominable grass type.
11 out of rating against Lantern. Abomasnow is a grass type, and it's also an ice type, which is why it's really good. Look at this. Yeah, Floette definitely beats Lantern on 3 HP left.
Easy peel.
With Vine Whip.
Joao Mota, hello. Welcome.
You only barely win the ones. That's it. You lose the zeros and the twos.
So I'm glad we know now. There is literally nothing except for grasses and mud boys.
It's gonna be a bit of an RPS cup.
100%. I mean, Trevenant seems so un-RPSable. Like, I think that's your absolute must run.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's un-RPSable, but I would say it's definitely fairly flexible because even into some of the ice and flying types you have play, right? So those are types of things. That's why I like Sea King a lot too, because it just is like a flexible moveset.
The only like semi-viable thing that walls Trevenant is Shift Tree.
And it's not even that good.
It's not even that good. So like Trev has play into pretty much everything. Like what flying Pokemon?
No, Trev is probably going to be one of the most. Trev and Tentacruel are going to be like the most common Pokemon, basically.
100%.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting meta. We'll have to see how it kind of all shakes out.
Can you at least draw, if you're running a Mudshot Poly, can you at least draw a shield off of the Lantern? I don't think so.
I mean, not without shielding yourself.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to get KO'd by a Dynamic Punch. Well,
yeah. And what does it take? It takes 6 Mudshots to get there. So you do outpace, but...
What's up, Macho Man? Welcome in.
Hey, Macho Man.
Hope you're having a great night.
And Missing O, hey. So I'm not sure about that Mudshot Poly and Shadow and Poly on core. Because, like, if your opponent does have Lantern, then you are ABB or ABA weak to it. Oh, hey, Z-Tub. Poliwrath beating Lantern on Fish's list? Where does it say that? Oh, so yeah, so we got as far as what Poliwrath does beat with Mudshot, but we haven't looked at what it loses to. Abomasnow and Ferrothorn, the main two. What about Shadow Poly though? Shadow Poly with counter beating Lantern.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. What else? What's good core breaker for stuff? I mean, Carbink, what's that doing?
Doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah.
Like,
very narrow losses
have...
against Tenta and Trev.
Yeah, I mean, you just get destroyed by like Superior Ferrothorn and Empoleon, obviously. So maybe it's not going to be that good, but you do have some potential, like decent dish matchups against Lantern. So it's saying it beats Lantern here, but this is with like a Rock Throw breakpoint. So it's going to be like a default IVs. If you have like a really good one, then you will lose to Lantern, but it's still pretty close. I don't know. I don't know what it's good for. Maybe it's not even that good. Probably isn't, but people like using Carbink, so maybe it will have some play. Yeah, Ferrothorn we didn't talk too much about, but it's pretty strong. It does get kind of destroyed by Trevenant, though.
I mean, you do have the Flash Cannon. How much does a Flash Cannon do?
Not enough. Does almost 70%. But even with like, so maybe if they don't bait, you get there. Even like straight Shadow Ball, you don't even get to a Power Weapon or Flash Cannon. It's just, you do have like some win potential depending, but like the Bullet Seeds adding up, like the Flash Cannon doesn't even knock out still, right?
Yeah, and Pharaoh loses to every poly. No, Pharaoh beats Mudshot, Mudshot Poly. I don't know about Shadow.
I'm assuming Ferrothorn beats the Poliwraths and the Zeros too. So you would at least potentially grab a shield from them, right?
Let's find out. Yeah, or the very narrow. Ferrothorn wins with Poly wins with 1 HP.
Oh, with Dynamic Punch.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what
yeah.
Dynamic Punch. Okay,
And
so I was
Mudshot.
thinking it was called. Oh, and Mudshot.
Yeah. But Ferro is winning the 1s and 2s, which amazes me. Because okay, so
Yeah.
it's 12 turns to get to a. You could probably like flip that with better timing, maybe, because they're pacing to the first and second dynamic punch at the same time as they're getting to the power whips.
But Dynamic Punch doesn't KO. You need 2 moves, so and the bullet
How much
seeds add
does it
up.
do? 64. Yeah, right. Whereas like
The bullet seeds are
Yeah.
adding up, and the power whip will KO.
yeah, 4.3%. That's 1.6.
What's
Yeah,
up,
that
do
makes
the
sense.
ant? Welcome in.
Hey, do the ant.
Yeah, so that is the slight problem with
Mm.
that scenario.
Now the shadow poly though.
There's also Shadow Ferrothorn now. Keep in mind,
Oh yeah.
which is interesting. Maybe you might see it. 1 or 2 of those. Not sure, but people might potentially be running Shadow Ferrothorn.
I do think Mudshot Poly will be a pretty good safe swap, but it's still not gonna like even the energy lead. I don't think will really help it much because, like we were saying, like 1 power whip will do it on the Poly, whereas it can tank the Ferro can tank a dynamic punch.
Counter's just better. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like it's just a better move. Like even if it's generating energy slower, the fact that you're doing like actual damage, like resistant counter damage, still does like a decent chunk to a Tentacruel.
Yeah.
Like that matchup always pisses me off in Ultra League. How close that matchup is with Tentacruel and Poliwrath.
The thing is, though, like, we know that Tentacruel is going to be... not Tentacruel, Trevenant's going to be pretty much the best Pokemon in the meta, and Mudshot Poly will beat the Trevenant, whereas Counter won't.
I mean, yeah, that's the only benefit I'm seeing.
It's a huge benefit.
Or you could just not run Poliwrath. Or just get a shield advantage. Or try to get energy lead. I don't know. There's ways around it.
There is
It's
ways
not like
around it.
It's not like it can't... Doesn't have the potential. You
One of
still
them is
have
running
Icy
Mudshot.
Wind. Yeah, but Mudshot just makes you so much worse into like a lot of other things, I think. So...
I don't know. Like, I think Mudshot's a viable option.
Quick Quavel beats Poly? I mean, that Pokemon's shit, so I wouldn't worry about it. No offense to anyone that loves Quick Quavel in chat, but
So, okay, the Mudshot Poly and Empoleon core that A-Holtz is talking about will do specifically quite well against the Trevenant and Tentacruel core. Z-Tab, was that against Mohi?
what happened?
Against Jalen's, Z-Tab was in the Ultra League draft. played against a Quaquoval. Got his butt handed to him. Aligned to Greninja twice. Oh no.
Oh man.
Yeah, no. I'm just not scared of playing the 2-1 or 2-2 versus Lanternfish. Is that with your Empoleon Polycore? I imagine Tropius would have the most play against, like, Trevenant out of the grass, apart from Ferret. So, if you're looking at the Trev Tentacruel core.
No. Well, to be fair, like obviously a Bombstone is a grass type. Superior does have access to Aerial Ace.
Okay.
So it can put in some work there.
Yeah.
But Jumpluff is also a flying type. Keep in mind.
Yeah.
But Roserade with has Fire Weather Ball, right? And you can run a Poison Jab if you want. And then finally, deep down here somewhere, we have a Pokemon here. They're recommending Faint Attack, but it also has another one. Astonish. And it loses to Trevenant.
It loses to Trevenant with Astonish. That's gross. Why is Amoonguss not good?
Maybe it's running Foul Play. Oh, boom! You clap Trev with Foul Play. You outpace.
Okay.
If you shield the Shadow Ball.
And then how do you do against Tenta?
Foul Play Grass Knot.
Mm.
I mean, you don't need Sludge Bomb, right?
No. Well, I mean, it would
Tentacruel,
help against the other grasses.
You beat
Okay.
Tentacruel.
Okay, that's something. So how does it do against other grasses?
It's a weird matchup.
Yeah.
Other grasses, like what other grasses? Like Superior?
A bomber.
I mean, a bomb is gonna beat it, of course. Superior technically wins. It's a very close
Tropius?
matchup.
But no, Ferrothorn. Try against Ferrothorn.
Okay, Ferrothorn, good. This is an actual meta Pokemon. You win the ones and the twos.
All right.
Pretty comfortably.
All right.
So Shadow Amoonguss, I'm not sure what the benefit of Shadow would be. Let's see. I don't know why they're recommending Faint Attack. I definitely think you want Astonish.
And Foul Play.
Okay, so the Shadow looks worse, but let's see if we put Astonish and Foul Play here. Okay.
I mean, you're doing worse against all the other grasses.
You lose to Trev now, potentially. But that's a baiting scenario. You're still beating Pharaoh. Destroy Lantern. You destroy Jellicent. I mean, it's an interesting Pokemon. You're losing to Tentacruel now, though, as the Shadow. So maybe you do want the regular. Potentially.
You know what? I'm liking it, man.
I mean, it could be fun. If you're looking for something a little off meta that's got like pretty decent play into some top meta things, then that's potential. Parasect, Macho Man is mentioning. I mean, it is ranked 35. You do destroy the grass types.
That'd be all grasses, wouldn't it?
Yeah, even Abomasnow, just because you do outpace them with the X-Scissor spam. You beat Ferrothorn, you beat Lantern, even without a grass-type move. You are losing to Trevenant, but you could always boost with Cross Poison, right? So that could help in some scenarios.
That's all you gotta do. Just get the Cross Poison boost.
You could run Solar Beam, too, if you want to, like, nuke some shit, so that's a possibility. Like, you lose to Tentacruel here, but I wonder how much a Solar Beam does. Solar Beam does almost 80% of Tentacruels, so...
Enter Shadow Parasect.
I don't think there is a Shadow Parasect, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Rank 2 Amoonguss built. Yeah, let's go, baby. Yep. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. It definitely seems like, again, like we've said this time and time again with some Niantic metas, it's very top heavy. There's literally you're gonna see like those like Trev, Pharaoh, Abomasnow, Tentacruel, Pelipper, like you're gonna see those over and over and over again, right? Like those are gonna be like the big Pokemon, and then from there, there's gonna be some stuff where.
You just trailed off halfway through a sentence.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
I thought it was done.
All right. Well, yeah. I think. Speaking of, I think we are done. I think we've covered just about everything that. I've got a good sense of what I want to do now. Like that Mudshot Poly's a really interesting one. The Amoongus is really interesting.
Don't forget about Sea King.
Don't forget about Sea King. How could I?
Sea King's fun.
No, but then you're gonna run into so many Jellicent.
Oh, make sure you Icy Wind first in the Jellicent matchup.
Right.
Because if you Drill Run, they can Shadow Ball and Hex you down. Yes, it needs to be triple Legacy there, Macho Man. Unless you want to try Water Pulse. Not sure this is the meta for it.
Oh, does it have Water Pulse?
Sea King does have Water Pulse.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Potentially. So make sure you Icy Wind Jellicent first if they counter swap you, because then they can't Hex you down after landing a Shadow Ball. Then you get off a Drill Run and you make it awkward for them, and they have to shield. Well, they don't have to shield, but they have to throw again, right? If they want to avoid you from getting to another charge move.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. Let's look. Since its accent is so popular these days, let's go raid him. If you can't beat him, join him. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, I do like its accent streams. So.
Good night, Amber.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Or good morning, depending on what part of the world you're from.
It's good afternoon for me. Morning in the UK. It's, what would it be, like 2 in the morning? Alright, we're gonna raid in 5, 4, 3, 2, psych!
Did we raid yet?